Niall Horan, displaying his progress and undying dedication to his craft and fans as an artist, had an incredible performance at Madison Square Garden with his most powerful voice and commanding stage presence to date. The Irish singer-songwriter is no stranger to the legendary arena, having performed 2 consecutive headlining gigs there. In 2012, Horan performed at this location with his One Direction bandmates. Niall has established himself as a formidable figure since the breakup. In 2017, the Irishman made his solo music debut with the publication of his debut album, Flicker, which made him more widely known in the music industry. Niall Horan didn't let the sad cancellation of his tour in support of his sophomore album, Heartbreak Weather, and the worldwide lockdown get to him down. Instead, he spent hours online with the rest of us while we sat at home, dreaming of a better time when we could all one day enjoy this. As evidence of his tenacity and commitment to his fans, he made a comeback in 2023 with the release of his 3rd studio album, The Show, and the announcement of his first tour in 6 years. His accomplishments go beyond the music business, with 3 studio albums and a fruitful solo tour. In addition, he has left his impact as a coach on The Voice, where he has led several teams to victory. He is also one of the co-founders of Modest Golf. When I was 10 years old in 2012, I became utterly enamored with magazines like J14 and Tiger Beat, which is when I first learned about Niall. I hung One Direction posters on my blank walls, turning them into a collage of the band I loved, using endless rolls of Scotch tape in the process. I had the honor of witnessing them perform several times as a 5-piece and a 4-piece ensemble as an original fan. I am aware that I saw history. I last saw one of Niall's performances at the Beacon Theatre on Halloween of 2017. I cried the entire concert because at 15, I was so emotional and couldn't believe I was watching my favorite artist in such a little space. After almost 7 years, there is a noticeable difference. As an artist, Niall has developed significantly, and the fact that he sold out both nights in considerably bigger venues is evidence of both his journey and the close bond he has built with his followers. The enthusiasm of innumerable followers who, like myself, have followed him through every phase of his career over the past 10 years and more has made the atmosphere even more electrifying right now. There's a tangible sense of excitement and expectation in the air, a common joy that brings us all together. Seeing how he has changed and being a part of these events is amazing, especially considering that my relationship with Niall started when he was just starting out as a musician with blonde hair, braces, and a red polo shirt. Many admirers arrived to Madison Square Garden wearing mementos from their early days, while others were dressed to the nines to see their idol perform live after all these years away from the spotlight. A Niall Horan show has a certain quality that makes it feel like home, like a hug from familiarity and a breath of fresh air all at once. The Brooklyn-based singer-songwriter Holden Jaffe, better known as Del Water Gap, opened for Niall during his North American leg of the show, Live on Tour. Being a longtime fan of his, I was overjoyed to learn that he would be opening for Niall. This tour must be for him, imagining the dream come true. The event will be even more memorable because he will be performing at Madison Square Garden, the location where his Del Water Gap project started during his time as a college student at NYU's Cleve Davis Institute. He played a number of songs, some from his most recent album, I Miss You Already Plus You Haven't Left Yet. He obviously connected with everyone in the room, as evidenced by the numerous ardent fans around me who were yelling and leaping to his music as he related stories about his time falling in love and mentioned recollections of the East Village in the early days of his solo endeavor. My pulse was pounding from excitement and the noise of the crowd filling the garden, but all I could really concentrate on was how present Niall was on stage. He engaged with the crowd, giving some of them hugs, and revealed that he had surprised a fortunate fan with a front row seat, keeping a vow he had made years prior in a well-known Twitter exchange about selling out NSG. The event was further enhanced by the contributions of Niall's band, which included John Bird on bass, Jake Kern on strings, Emily Kohavi on violin and strings, Danny McGinley on keys, Alex Torgerson on drums, and Luis Quarel on keys. Their unified yet distinct performances helped to make the spectators' experience one they won't soon forget. Horan performed a great mix of songs that showcased his development as a musician. The band got down for a brief acoustic session between hits from the show and Heartbreak Weather. Niall performed two of his most popular songs from his most recent album, You Could Start a Cult and This Town, which is a treasured tune that marked his solo debut back in 2016. My personal favorite thing about Niall's concert was how much he always showed gratitude to everyone, not only the audience, but also the dedicated team who worked so hard behind the scenes. Niall has consistently spoken out for the rights of crew members. He conducted a virtual concert at London's Royal Albert Hall in 2020, during the pandemic, to raise money for touring crew members who couldn't work because there weren't enough tours. Around 120,000 tickets were sold by Horan worldwide, and fans tuned in to watch their idol sing live, even if it was just on a screen. Niall expressed his gratitude by giving a nod to each and every person in the arena. Everyone has a unique story about how they arrived here tonight. It's not simply tickets to concerts. Here, there is a train gas for your automobile, parents bringing their children, food, beverages, merchandise, etc. These days, getting to a show is difficult. I am truly grateful that you decided to invest your time and money in me. Niall is very significant to me since he represents maturation and nostalgia for a time in my life that will never fully end. I went to his event with my close friend Carol, who I've known for more than 10 years. Our friendship was first ignited by my binder, which was adorned with a collage of One Direction images, and my recognizable Niall phone case, which I had purchased from Etsy in 2013. Everything came crashing down on me as Niall was singing Paper Houses, a gorgeous ballad from his debut album Flicker. Memories of our time together, crying together in the hallway on March 25, 2015, if you know, you know, bonding over various conspiracy theories when we were 12, and putting ourselves through so much stress because of a boy band, and hours of memorizing music lyrics came flooding back to me. We had truly grown up with Niall. His songs and appearance have a certain homey quality.